screen with you. Need to share this screen here. Great. And let me just adjust everything. And we're actually going to start with this hand here that I sent out in email over the weekend. It was a hand that was actually played, and a lot of people ended up in 6 no trump on it. You open 1 no trump, your partner bids 6 no trump, and West here leads the 10 of hearts. And what I'd like you to do on this one is start off by counting your top tricks. So I'm going to launch a poll in a moment. And the question is, how many top tricks do you have here? So have a little count of them. Have a look at the results, which are a big surprise to me, because I had thought we'd start with one that nearly everyone could get right. And the majority have gone for 10, but that's only 40%. The rest have gone for some other number. And 10 is the right answer. If we count our tricks in each suit, we've got 3 club tricks, we've got 5 diamond tricks, and we've got 2 spade tricks, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we don't have any top tricks in spades because we're missing the ace. So yes, the correct answer, which only 40% of you got, is 10. And why is that so important? Because I think once you can see you've got exactly 10 top tricks, you can see you should be able to make your contract if you can make 2 tricks from the spade suit. You're going to have to lose to the ace, but you can easily make 2 tricks after that. So if the opponents lead a heart, of course, you must not try any finesse here. Go up with the ace or king. If you make the mistake of playing low and the queen wins a trick, then you're going to be defeated because you're always going to lose the ace of spades and you can't afford to lose anything else. So the key to this hand is correctly counting your top tricks and, of course, playing the ace there. And then I'm not going to bother cashing any other tricks. I'm just going to plug away at spades. The other way you can go wrong on this hand is to cash all your clubs and diamonds and hearts. You have to play the spades early on. If they don't take their ace, just play another round, and eventually they will take their ace. And then whatever they play back, you're going to win that one, and you've set up one more spade. And after that, you can claim, but you're going to make all the rest of the tricks with all the diamonds, hearts, and clubs. So that one was meant to be fairly straightforward. Any of you who said an answer other than 10, would you like to volunteer a reason why you thought it was a different number than 10? You don't have to say anything, but I'm quite interested to know why people didn't come to the right conclusion. You have to unmute yourselves and speak if you wish to embarrass yourself.
Tony, I didn't realize what you meant by top trick, so I thought cancel the ace and queen and jack are top tricks. So I included those in spade.
Right.
I include the bottom trick.
That's a good point. Yeah. So by top tricks, we mean tricks that you can take right away without losing the lead. So yeah, sorry if you weren't clear on that, but that's something I've talked about many, many times, counting your top tricks. And you nearly always use that technique when you're playing in a no trump contract. Count your top tricks first, and then look at opportunities for more tricks. Okay, let's switch over to another one. And let's have a look at this one where you open 1 no trump with the balanced hand. And it's passed out. And West here leads a club. And you can see that you are in a bit of problem in clubs because you don't have any stoppers in clubs. And the opponents are going to take a number of club tricks. But before you despair, it's a very good idea to think about your most likely tricks. So if we look at the holdings we've got, we've got the diamond suit. Now, the diamond suit is probably going to yield 5 tricks. We've got the ace, king, queen. We've got 8 diamonds. So as long as they divide 3-2, then we have a good chance to make 5 tricks. And the chance of a 3-2 division is better than 50%. Apart from the diamonds, we've got 1 heart and we've got 1 definite spade. We might be able to try a finesse at some point, although the chance of making another spade is something like 50%, depends who's got the king. But as they play the clubs, what we're going to do is keep our thoughts on what's our best source of tricks. And apart from our aces, diamonds are our best source of tricks. So if they play a club, East overtakes here, plays another club back, and they keep playing clubs, we're going to have to discard. And the key thing really is to keep your 5 diamonds in dummy. So discard something else. They keep playing clubs, we get a nasty club break. So they can keep playing clubs. We discard a heart there. They've got 1 more club. And, you know, I see a lot of people go wrong here. They sort of discard a diamond here. But really, the best thing is to keep your 5 diamonds and discard something else. You can discard a heart here. You do have to think about making sure you'll be able to run the diamonds when you finally get in. And the opponent's now switched to a heart. And now you've got to discard either a diamond or the queen of spades. And the right thing to discard is the queen of spades. Okay, now you're going to try the diamonds. And as long as they divide 3-2, you'll be able to make all the remaining diamond tricks. So this is a hand where you should be able to make 1 no trump, despite the horrible club break. You can see they divide 6-2. But you can make your 7 tricks as long as you keep your 5 diamonds in dummy. So it's all about realizing that the diamonds are a better source of tricks than the spade finesse, which is only a 50% chance of making an extra trick then. Do interrupt me if you have any questions on this. And let's have a look at this one here. This time your partner has opened 2 hearts. That's a weak 2, showing something like 6 to 10 points and a 6-card suit. And I put the vulnerability here. Suppose you're vulnerable. And I've got the second poll of the evening for you, which is, what do you think North should bid here? So the question is, what do you think North should bid on this hand? Okay, let's have a look at the results. And most of you have gone for 3 hearts, with others going for pass, 4 hearts, or something else. If the person who voted for something else would like to tell us what that is, I'm happy to hear that. But yes, I agree with you. I think at any vulnerability, I think I will just bid 3 hearts here. When you raise a weak 2 to the 3 level, you are not inviting game. You are just raising the preempt. And here I'm raising the preempt on the basis that I have 3 trump. So we have a 9-card fit in hearts. So that's really the main factor in me deciding to go to 3 hearts. I don't think we're strong enough for 4 hearts. Given my partner's probably got a 6-card suit and not much else, I think I'll just bid 3 hearts here. And the point of bidding 3 hearts here rather than just passing is that it makes it harder for East to come in. West came in with a double there, a takeout double. And you know, if you pass, East is going to bid something and they'll presumably find a fit somewhere. So you bid 3 hearts to keep them out of the auction. And as it turns out, that ends the auction. So yourself is declarer in 3 hearts. The opponents lead the Jack of spades. And now's a good time to think about our possible losers. So in a suit contract, it's normal to look at the hand from the point of view of the hand with a long trump suit, work out how many possible losers you have, taking into account all the strength in dummy in this case. So have a little count of your possible losers. And in a moment, I'm going to launch the second poll, which is what you're going to play from dummy at trick one. But first, you need to work out your possible losers. And then the poll is going to be what you're going to play from dummy. Let's have a look at the results. And fairly divided. Most of you said the ace of spades and the queen of spades. So let's have a look at it and see what we think. Well, again, in a suit contract, you really need to think about your losers here. And if I go through the suits one at a time, I can see that I'm in danger of losing 3 clubs, no diamonds, a heart, and possibly a spade. And although you might think about trying the finesse here, in other words, hoping that West has got the king of spades and led away from that suit, if you play the queen and it loses to the king, it's quite possible that you're going to be defeated right away if East, when they beat the queen with the king, if they switch to a club, because you're in danger of losing 3 club tricks right away. So although you could try the spade finesse, there's a better option here, and that is to play 3 rounds of diamonds. When you play 3 rounds of diamonds, you'll be able to discard once, and you'll be able to discard perhaps a club on the 3rd round of diamonds. And you'll need to do that before you draw trumps, because if you win this trick with the ace and then try to draw trumps, the opponents will not only take the king of spades, they'll take the clubs as well. So what you have to do is, to give yourself a better chance than the finesse, is to hope that you can cash 3 rounds of diamonds. In other words, to hope that they can't, for example, ruff one of the diamonds. And that's a pretty remote chance. If you think about it, you've only got 5 diamonds. So the opponents have got 8 between them. So in all likelihood, you will be able to cash 3 rounds without the opponent's roughing. So yes, rather than trying the finesse here, a better option is to play the diamonds and go up with the ace here. And then before we play trumps, let's try and cash 3 rounds of diamonds. The queen over to the king and the ace, and then we can discard either a spade or a club here. Okay, but either way, we've avoided one of those losers. Now we've got rid of that, we can try drawing trumps. The opponents will get in, and if they play a spade now, well, now because we've discarded that, we will be able to ruff it. We'll finish drawing the opponent's trumps. And I'll just bring up the 4 hands at the end, because there's not much more going on. All the trumps have gone now, and you're just going to lose your 3 clubs in all probability. You could play another round of hearts, hoping they discard something, but they'll get in. If they play a spade, the queen loses to the king, and you can ruff. You can play more clubs, but eventually you'll just make your 9 tricks on that one. You've got the 3 club. So if you look at your losers, looking at all 4 hands again, you've got the 3 club losers. You've got a spade and a heart to lose. So that would hold you to 8 tricks. But rather than trying the finesse, a better option there is the diamonds, to cash 3 rounds of diamonds on which you can discard a loser on your 3rd round. Anyone have any comments on that? You can see in terms of the bidding, it went 2 hearts. This is a good double. But if North bids 3 hearts, it's not clear that East is going to bid there with only 6 points. Whereas if North had passed, East almost certainly would have come in with the bidding, and they'd have found their spade fit. Now, you might have outbid them anyway in 3 hearts, but it's quite a good idea to bid to the level of your combined trump fit. In other words, with 9 trump, bid 3 hearts. And your partner should never take that as an invitational bid. It's just raising the preempt. Let's try another one. This time you open two hearts. That's a weak two. And your partner takes you to four hearts. And the opponents lead the queen of spades. And down comes what looks like quite a nice dummy. They've got good trump support for you. And what I'd like you to do on this hand is start again by counting your potential losers. Work out how many losers you think you have, looking at the hand from the point of view of the south, but taking into account what you've got in the north hand. And once you've counted your losers, I've got the second thing for you to think about is they've led a spade, and you'll be able to cash the ace and king of spades either now or later on. And when you do, you'll be able to discard twice from the south hand. And the question in the poll is going to be, what are you going to discard on the ace and king of spades? Are you going to discard two diamonds, two clubs, or a diamond and a club? So start off by working out your potential losers, and then see if you can answer the question, what are you going to discard on the ace king of spades? Let's have a look at what you've chosen. And the majority have gone for two clubs, 64%, with one person saying two diamonds and seven people saying one club and one diamond. So let's switch back and see what we think. Well, let's start by counting our possible losers. So in clubs, we have two possible losers. We've got the ace queen there, so a finesse may succeed or it may not. If it doesn't succeed, we've got two losers there. We've got a trump loser, the ace, and we've got some diamond losers. However, on this hand, I think there's a very good chance I'll be able to ruff some diamonds in dummy. In other words, I start off with up to four possible losers here, but I'm not going to lose four because I'll be able to ruff twice. I'm also going to try and make a trick with the king of diamonds by leading towards the king. So I may be able to avoid a loser that way. But I'm not going to lose. If you think about it, if you discard any diamonds on the ace and king of spades, that's really a waste because you're not cutting down on the number of diamonds you're going to lose. If you're going to lose two diamonds, then discarding them on the ace and king of spades does no good at all. What you want to discard here, yes, I agree with most of you, is to discard your two clubs. And there's a very good chance we'll be able to draw trumps in two rounds here. We've got 10 trump between us. So we'll still have trump left in dummy in order to discard, sorry, we'll have trumps in dummy in order to ruff diamonds. So yes, you should be planning to discard clubs on the spades. So if we win that trick with the ace, we'll start by discarding a club. And let's suppose we turn our attention to trumps now. We draw one round, everyone follows. And if the opponents play a club now, the 10 of clubs, we should not try the finesse. We're planning to discard a club on the last king of spades in dummy. So there is no need to try any finesse. If I just bring up the four hands at this point, you can see that if I make the mistake of trying a finesse, playing the queen, for example, I can be defeated. But I'm virtually certain to make it if I go up with the ace now, draw that last trump, and now I'm going to play my last, last good spade. I can discard a club there. And maybe I play a spade now to get back to my hand so that I can now lead diamonds. And I'm planning to lead diamonds, hoping that the ace is on my left. I'm going to play the king. It loses to the ace here. So the finesse didn't work. So they play back another diamond. If they now switch to a spade, however, I can ruff that in my hand. And I will now be able to ruff my last two diamonds. I'm going to, in fact, cross ruff the end of the hand here ruffing a diamond, ruffing a club, ruffing a diamond, and ruffing the last club. So played that way, I should be able to make 10 tricks here. If I go back to the beginning, when they led a spade, and I click on the GIB button, you can see the computer is telling me that the only way to make this contract is to discard the clubs. Discarding the diamonds is no good there. All right. So I suppose this is an example of not being drawn into seeing combinations like the ace queen of clubs and thinking automatically you need to try that finesse, because there's a better option, which is to discard two clubs on the ace and king of spades. Finally, let's have a look at this one where your partner's open two no trump and you're playing transfers. So you bid three diamonds, which is a transfer to three hearts. It comes back to you, and I've got the final poll of the evening. What should North rebid here? Okay, let's have a look at what you've selected. And the majority went for three no trump, 50%, and the other 50% are divided between pass and four hearts. And the correct answer is yes, three no trump. First of all, your partner's two no trump showed 20 to 22 points. You've got 6 points, so you presumably want to be in game here. And with the 5-card major, if you're playing transfers, you transfer to the major and then rebid three no trump. That's how you show a 5-card suit. If you had a 6-card suit, you would transfer to the major and then bid four hearts. So those of you who selected four hearts are wrong, and also those of you who passed are wrong. So three no trump is the right bid. It gives your partner a choice of passing if they started with just a 2-card heart suit. But if they have 3 or more hearts, they should go back to 4 hearts. And that's indeed what happens here. You bid three no trump and they bid 4 hearts. And the opponents lead the queen of diamonds on this one. And let's stop to make a plan on this one. And again, I'm going to ask you to start off by counting your potential losers. There isn't going to be a poll on this, but I just want you to think of how many losers you have. And when you're playing transfers, it will normally be the case that dummy has more trumps than your hand. So you should look at it from the point of view of the dummy, but taking into account all the strength in the south hand. So let's do that. Let's count our losers here. If we look at our spade losers, we've got 1 loser there because we've got the 7-3 opposite the king-queen. So we're presumably going to lose 1 trick there. We're hopefully not going to lose any heart tricks, but we're going to lose a diamond and we're going to lose 2 clubs. So we start off with 4 potential losers here. A spade, a diamond, and 2 clubs. And is there any way to avoid any of those losers? Well, barring a miracle, probably the only good chance is to set up a spade trick. In other words, to finesse in spades. And the way to play the spades is to lead low towards your honors. And if the ace is in the east hand, then we should be able to set up a spade trick. In other words, let's see what happens. Let's suppose they play a diamond and we take the diamond. Now, we need to decide whether we want to draw trumps here. And we kind of want to draw trumps, although we also want to have entries so that we can lead spades from the north hand. So let's suppose we draw the first round, play a second round. This is quite a good time to maybe lead a spade. And we're hoping that East has the ace. If they play it, that sets up a second spade trick for us. If they don't play it, we play the queen or the king. And if that wins the trick, what we now want to do is lead spades again, but from dummy. Let's bring up the four hands and just see what's going on. Yes, we're lucky in that East had the ace of spades. So we're now going to draw that last trump, going over to dummy with the queen, and lead another spade. And now East will probably play their ace here because they can see otherwise they may not make a spade. You play low, of course, and now your king of spades is set up. So whatever they play here, you can win that. All the trumps have gone, and now you can cash a king of spades, and you can discard a loser on that. So you might discard a club. You can cash your king of diamonds, but you're going to lose a diamond, and you're going to at some point lose that last club. But you should make your 10 tricks there. And that was a tricky one. If the ace had been in the other hand, then you probably would be defeated. So that was an example of leading towards your honors. It's a kind of finesse. And really, it was your only good chance to discard another loser on that. Anyone have any comments or questions on that? If you got that bidding sequence wrong, in particular if you rebid four hearts, do look up. I'll post a link to one of my videos on transfer biddings, because a lot of people I see make the mistake of rebidding four hearts there with only a 5-card suit, and that really is a mistake. Okay, I'll stop sharing my screen with you all, and we'll start the game at 7:30.